Hello, my friends. Would you like to learn some more ways to rejuvenate your brain? We only get one of these, and it's a good idea to take care of it. So this is part 2 in this series that I've been doing. So last week was part 1 on these simple tips. I'm going to do a quick recap on that, and we'll jump in with the rest of this list of 10 phenomenal things, very simple things that we can do to maximize our brain health. So my name is Diana Dodd. I am a registered nurse by background. I'm also a certified health and life coach, and I just want to welcome you here today to my garden. It's a cloudy day, which makes it easy to sit out here. It's warm, but it's nice to hear the water and the birds. So I just want to welcome you to the garden. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if this is your first time tuning in, I want to welcome you and invite you to just look at this as a chance to learn some little nuggets of truth that might serve you not only today, but all the days of your life moving forward. So I'm on the journey to live my best life, and I just would love to enhance the lives of as many people as I can as I learn things and pass them along. And I'm very faith-based in my work, and I feel like sharing that center, that Jesus Christ is the center and the source of all true healing, both physically and emotionally, is a foundational and pivotal piece in my life and what I have learned through my journey and through the crucibles that I have been through. And I see it all the time, every day, in the lives of those in my coaching practice. So I just hope that this approach is something that can really bless you in a way that maybe you have never experienced before. So whenever we talk about brain health, it's a good idea to have a resource that you can turn to. So I have found great value in Dr. Neil Nedley's program. I'm going to hold up his workbook. His program is called Depression and Anxiety Recovery Program. And he has done other brain health programs. As a medical doctor, the brain has become his specialty. So this particular program, an acronym DARP, Depression and Anxiety Recovery Program, is chock full of brain enhancement tips and tricks, but it's also got the components that help you completely break free from depression and anxiety. And I think all of us, especially in these last couple years, have dealt with anxiety and the depression that can come along with that. They go hand in hand like we've never dealt with before. So I think knowing all of these aspects can only serve to really empower us to live our best lives. So if you haven't already seen the videos that I did on depression, the signs of depression and the signs of an anxiety issue, make sure you peek at my page and you'll find those videos in there, as well as part 1 of this series. So on the tips to enhance your brain health. So when we look at that, there are actually 10, and I'm going to do a quick recap of what I talked about last time. So the first one is to avoid negative speech. Absolutely avoid it. Don't say anything negative. Ideally go for 14 days in a row. Keep track, but you know what? If you can only go 10 minutes the first time you try this, then count that a win and just keep going, right? And keep track of how long you can go. The second thing is classical music. So number 2 is listening to classical music. The melodious quality of classical music, the flow of it, and enhances the frontal lobe. This has been proven many times over. So have that going in the car or at home while you're getting ready. Play it for the family while you're eating dinner. Anything you can do to have that going will really help improve your brain health, and it'll help improve the mood around you. The third thing, number 3, is water. Water is critical. Your brain is over 75% water. Can you imagine? So your body weight divided by 2 is the number of ounces that you should be drinking each day at minimum. When you're hot, exercising, sweating, working outside, you want to definitely increase that. And then now number 4 is exercise. So getting out there and moving and using your body, doing anything that you enjoy, whether that's walking, jogging, gardening, anything that gets you out there and moving and using that body, that is critical. So, and you want to record like your beginning and ending time of your sessions. And simple things like after you eat, go walk for 10 minutes. That'll do a number of things for you. So, and then at the end of the day, you've walked 30 minutes. So you can break those sessions up, or you can have one longer session, just whatever works for you. But just start small and just get out there. And then number 5 that we finished on last week is sleep, deep sleep, getting good restorative rest at night. Sleep is one of those things that nothing else can make up for the lack of. So if you are not getting good deep sleep, then that will affect every aspect of your life. So now we're going to jump on further into number 6, which is deep breathing. So deep breathing is kind of a lost art. I have a grounding session in my catalog of videos here on my YouTube channel, so I would encourage you, if you haven't seen that, to give that a peek, because I go through kind of a faith-based grounding session, which is like a relaxation session, and I guide you on your breath. But a simple structure to the breath is what we're talking about. And so basically, you just get comfortable in a chair where you're supported, so you're not having to hold yourself up, and you draw a deep breath in for at least a count of 4. You hold it at the top for at least a count of 4. And then when you exhale, you can exhale through your nose and just exhale, or mouth, whichever you prefer, but you're gonna exhale very long and slow, longer than you inhale, so perhaps for a count of 6. So just wring your lungs out, empty them completely, and then at the bottom, pause and let your lungs be empty. You may notice your heart beating, and at a point you'll feel like, yeah, I want to take my next breath, and that's where your body's starting to get hypoxic, where it's low on oxygen. That's a good point to take that next breath in, but letting yourself get to that place where you can notice that low level of oxygen is good, because it stimulates the body to produce nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is something that the body produces during a workout. You know, when someone's running and they're really breathing hard, or they're walking fast, or whatever they're doing that's getting the heart rate up. And nitric oxide dilates or opens the blood vessels, and it improves blood flow. So one thing to realize with each of these things that we're talking about doing, we're increasing the blood flow up to the brain, and specifically to this frontal lobe, which is in the front portion of the brain, and that's the seat of higher thinking. That's the part of our brain that separates us from the animals and separates us especially from the reptilian world. So that frontal lobe is the seat of your creativity and your thinking. It's the God center of the brain, where we can even have the concept that there is a higher power, and also connect with that higher power. So if you want to be able to do higher thinking, creative work, tap into your true potential, you want blood flow to that brain. So as you breathe in deeply and you hold that air, and then you exhale slow and long, you will experience several benefits. Increase oxygen flooding your body. You're going to slow your heart rate and lower your blood pressure by the slow, steady breath. And then also, when you add in that production of nitric oxide, you're going to really amp all that up. So to do breathing like this can actually ease episodes of chest pain in cardiac patients. So I know cardiologists locally that's done that. I talk about that in that grounding video. So this is a tremendous thing to do for yourself. You can do this kind of breathing while you're in the car, especially if you're sitting at a traffic light. Anytime you feel tension or anxiety, you know, do a minute of this before you pick up the phone to make a difficult phone call, before you have to have a difficult conversation. You know, and you can do it mindfully and prayerfully, where you are praying while you're breathing. I mean, you can add different components to this. Or you know what, in the morning when you're still waking up, if you can especially get outside in nature and breathe fresh air, and just tune into your body, tune into the world around you in a positive way, it's going to have multiple beneficial effects on you and your brain and your whole day as you get started. So deep breathing is number 6. Number 7 is light therapy. So it is said that if we wake up at the same time every day, and we go to the bed at the same time every day, that's incredibly important for getting the deep sleep that was back in number 5. But the other thing with light is some people suffer from a lack of light if they live in northern climates, especially those places that don't get bright light, or those places that are darker a lot of months of the year. All of us through the winter months, though, have a lot less light, and we're getting up in the dark. But in these summer months, if you can get outside and expose your eyes to the bright blue of the sky within 30 minutes of waking up, that helps to start resetting your circadian rhythm, which is your sleep-wake cycle, and it will absolutely improve the serotonin production in your brain, and is going to change a lot of things in your body chemistry. Now, if you are in a place and it's a time of year that there is not a bright blue sky within 30 minutes of you getting up, especially when we're waking up at 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning, that's when a light box is an incredible help. So Dr. Nedley has some in his website, so I will have the link to his website in the description of this video, so just click that and you can take a look. And so what some people have found very helpful is to get up and maybe have their devotional time or their morning reading time at a place where they have that light box sitting beside them. And you kind of want it off at the side, not straight in your face. You want it off to the side, about 30 degrees, 20 or 30 degrees. And those lights of a certain lumen coming out of this light box, which is different from just your regular light bulb, you want that being able to hit the face, and thereby your eyes are taking in that wonderful, special light. So Dr. Nedley, I think it's 10,000 lumens. There's a lux capacity that needs to be dealt with, the lux component of the light. So you can see that in his website of what he recommends. You can also compare on Amazon, because light boxes are available at different resources. And I think Dr. Nedley even has some that are glasses. So if you want to be up and moving around and doing things while you're getting your light therapy, then that's something that you could do on the move if you've got a pair of those glasses. So, the easiest thing in these summer months is just to get outside as soon as it's at all daylight, and you can be breathing and walking and getting that light all at the same time. And some people like to listen to nature, that's me. Others will wear their ear pods and they'll listen to their classical music while they're out there. So you can stack a bunch of helpful habits all together. All right, so number 8 is reading something uplifting in your spiritual activity. So an excellent option is to read in the book of Proverbs. And what you want to do is even simply read the chapter that corresponds with the date that day, because there are 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. And isn't that helpful? So every day you can read the chapter that corresponds with the date that day. And these chapters don't take long to read. They're pretty short. So you can easily get through that in just a few minutes in your morning. And there's so much wisdom in the book of Proverbs that it absolutely will enhance your day. Some people find it an extra blessing to read something that Jesus Christ said. So jump into the Gospels, go into the New Testament, and just pick up somewhere where you're reading something that is uplifting and is going to feed you spiritually, because that will change your brain chemistry in ways that you may not even expect. All right, and number 9 is omega-3. So now Dr. Nedley recommends to aim for 3,000 milligrams at the beginning of your day. Any additional omega-3 throughout the day is an extra bonus. So 3,000 milligrams of omega-3 at the beginning of your day. Now there are supplements that you can do, but you've got to be careful of the source of your supplementation. Especially with fish oil supplementation, there can be a lot of contamination, especially with mercury. But there are other natural sources of omega-3, and I'm going to run through a list really quick with you right now. So you ready? So flaxseed meal, hemp hearts, chia seeds, and walnuts. Okay, I'm going to say those again. So flaxseed meal, chia seeds, hemp hearts, and walnuts. And you can take equal parts of each of those. You can buy these anywhere. You can buy them at Walmart or anywhere you typically shop are going to have all of these. I would suggest that you find organic. And then the walnuts, you can crumble those up. So the other things are all a powder, or like chia seeds are very fine. And you can add those to your cereal, your salads, your smoothies. You can put them on so many different things, and those are chock full of omega-3s. So you can do, for example, like an oatmeal in the morning, or grape nut cereal is an excellent healthy cereal. I put that with some nut milk, like organic soy milk, almond milk or oat milk. Any of that is great. Soy has some wonderful benefits, so I like to use that. So the cereal itself, and then putting that on top, you can heat it or have it cold. So winter or summer, you can enjoy a wonderful cereal that's full of nutrition. Add some fresh fruit to it, and you really give yourself a boost for your day. Now, if you want to know resources for buying omega-3s, you've got Dr. Nedley's site for supplementation from him. You're also welcome to ask me. You can send me a message, and I'll tell you, there's another website that I buy a lot of my things from, and I can share that with you as well. So that way you'll have a couple options to choose from. All right, and now we're down to number 10, and that is gratitude. So gratitude can change our lives. There is always something to be grateful for, even in the toughest crucibles. We can recognize, what, it almost always can be worse than whatever it is that we're dealing with in that moment. So one powerful thing to do is to keep a gratitude journal. Keep that at your bedside, and at the end of the day, write down 3 things that happened in that particular day that you are grateful for, that you're thankful for. It may be that a conversation went well. It may be that you got to see a friend or a loved one that you haven't seen in quite a while. It may be that you got through the day, that something didn't happen any worse than what you already dealt with. Sometimes we can just be grateful that the day is over. And I think our Creator knew what he was doing when he gave us days in 24-hour intervals and gave us the need to rest and have that reset. Because there are some days, don't you find, that you are just so glad when they are over. And there's a gratefulness to be had in that. So looking for unique things in each day. And you know what, honestly, if you have in your mind at the beginning of the day, I'm going to look for at least 3 things, or you may say 5 things today that I'm thankful for, that I'm grateful for. You'll have your eyes open in a different way as you go through that day for those things. And when we have our eyes open and our ears open to the blessings that are in our day, it really changes how you look at the day. Instead of bracing yourself for the things that might go wrong, you're instead looking for those things that are going right. And we will always find what we are looking for. If you're looking for negativity and trouble, you will find it. But instead, if you're looking for the blessings and the joy in your life and in your loved ones, if you always hope for the best, and you can be prepared for the worst, but you're still hoping for the best, that will change the course of your day. So friends, I hope this has been helpful. I just wanted to run through these with you and give you somewhere to start. And sometimes the start can stop us. We hear this list of things to do, right? And we think, okay, well, that's great, but how am I going to fit that into my day-to-day life? And just start somewhere. Just start with 1 or 2 things, and then you can build on those habits. So coaching and what I do for clients is a lot of helping them figure out what they need next. What is the most important thing that they want to add into their life? And then together we figure out how they can do that. So it's a matter of making simple, sustainable changes. Keep it simple. Stack habits one on top of another. If you're already doing one thing in your morning, then add another thing to that. And you'll find that it'll be easier than if you try to change too many things at one time. So just keep it simple and make one good choice for your day today. And an easy thing is just start drinking that water. Get some good filtered water, some nice purified water that you can drink on all day. Don't flood yourself just at one time. Sip on that all through your day, and that's one thing that you can say, you know what, I did that. So guys, I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to put this whole list in the description along with Dr. Nedley's website. And anything else that comes to mind that I think might benefit you. And I'll make sure that my email and my website is in there as well. So if you want to reach out to me and you'd like any additional information, then I can get that to you. And you know what? Remember always that you are never alone. You've got a Creator God in heaven who loves you beyond measure, who is there to help you, to comfort and nurture you, and who wants a relationship with you. And it said that he is always pursuing us. We just need to quit resisting him. And it's something he is as close as your heartbeat. And you're never alone in this life. If you need support of someone else, find that support that you need. Whether it's a coach like myself, I would be delighted if you reached out to me, or somebody else in your life that can be the support that you need. So don't go it alone, my friends, because life is too short to do that. And always remember that life is precious and you are precious. So treat yourself accordingly and live it like you mean it. Have a great rest of this day, friends. Be blessed.